Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here, once again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. You know, the $1.6 billion mega mega bucks that someone won today. Man, did you see on the news the lines that were stretching everywhere? People were crossing state lines. I mean, they were going everywhere they possibly can, where they get out of their neighborhoods, just go someplace else. People, I heard they had people buying hundreds of dollars worth of tickets. I mean, people are hungry for the good life, and they're right. I mean, everybody hungry for the good life. I mean, just think about it. People taking a chance. They knew it wasn't going to be that many winners. There might be a few, but not that many. And everybody was still trying to take a chance. Might be them, might be them. They wanted it just that bad. Everybody. All you got to do is look around. Even people who were rich was buying tickets. Big money tickets. So if everybody wants a good life, hey, somebody say, well, that's our problem. Everybody wants a good life, but there are a few dollars to assist us in getting their good life, so we have to fight and struggle for their good life. Well, as I thought about that 1.6 billion, I had said if I had gotten it, I was going to preach God all over this country. I mean, I was excited. I had gotten excited. I mean, I was going to talk about the goodness of God, God's love, how beautiful, how wonderful God is, God's plan for the human race. And anybody that stays out of it has got to be out of their mind, because what's wrong with heaven? If you want to die and go there, why not live here right now as is in heaven? Oh man, I was going to do it, but I didn't win the money. And after I didn't win the money, all of a sudden I felt so glad that I didn't win that money. Because with that money comes a heck of a responsibility, you know what I mean? Yeah, glorifying God might have been great, but the rest of it probably will be another but a big headache. So, anyway, that doesn't change anything. We all still were hoping for something, and many of us are disappointed, very disappointed. But I want to say something about money, and relationship to what I kind of referred to there about the wonders of God. You remember the story in the book that had to do with the rich young ruler who one day walked up and saw the good master and asked him what. He said he obeyed most all of the rules and tries to be a good man. Whatever the traditions are, he basically followed the traditions. He doesn't go out to hurt and harm anybody. But he said, good master, what would it take to be saved? And you know what the master told him, right? He told him to go and sell everything and give it to the poor. Well, now the story also says that he looked at the good master like, man, you must be a fool. And went on by his way. You know, that's the way we do it today. We all know what that means, right? We'll give our money, give some of our money to causes that which we can write off on our taxes, right? So we can feel good like we're doing something for somebody. Well, anyway, this tells me that that trillionaires, there might be a few around someplace, that the billionaires and your multi-millionaires and millionaires, they're headed straight to hell. Because just like that rich young ruler, he wasn't turning loose. And neither are these guys. They got it that way. And you think that this is enough? No, This stuff is just a beginning. Now everybody wants to be a trillionaire. Wow. So, you see, money is used, and you've heard me say this 1,000 times, as a bait to prevent the peace and the prosperity and the joy of life, but instead set out to separate the haves from the have-nots. The haves are the folks that the God men uses. I say God men, talking about those people who want to be God. The God men uses to serve their power. Now the have-nots are those that the God men have little use for. The have-nots are like, for those of you who got some pets, especially little dogs around the house and know when it's eating time. I don't care what kind of schedule you got, they want to break and loose and come around that table where you're at. It's like a crumb might fall, and they're going to get that crumb and act like that crumb is the best meal that they had all day. And it's something, but you don't want to change their diet. Anyway, this is how the have-nots are treated. They're heated just like the dogs that hang around the table eating crumbs. The have-nots, they are the ones that die for the powers that be. They are the ones that will kill. They're the ones that go into the war. They're the ones that go into battle. The haves, they eat the pork. They eat the beef. The have-nots, they eat the guts. They eat the organs. Now, in this, everyone loves God. Yes, in theory, everybody loves God. But in practice, it's just a thought. The human's mission on earth is, and I don't want you to forget, you're not just here, but you're here to create heaven and all that can be imagined. You're to be here like gods, loving and growing and creating, not exploiting, not cheating and deceiving, not cunning, and none of that stuff. The old folk who are living amongst us, according to God's way, these people who have lived their lives and got, by the grace of something, to be old like me, and those who are even older, should be living it up. I mean, they should really be living it up. As respect from the younger people for the older people. I say sometimes this perhaps isn't happening because the older people don't deserve it, and they didn't set it up. And that is the truth. That is the absolute truth. If me and people older than myself and older, if they had taken care of business, we could be living a good life. But we didn't take care of business. That's why I'm here today telling us that we could take care of business still, and hoping and praying and doing everything I can to make sure that what I'm doing is not left out of the equation. Nobody can walk away and say, I didn't know about it. You see, the caravan that is supposed to be marching into these borders, well, God's plans would divide these people up through these various countries that they're coming through, or parts of the world that they're coming through, and make arrangements to work with these other places to make sure that these people are taken care of, that these people are gotten a chance to weave into the society and be able to be maintained within that society without causing any pressures, but be done in such a way till it's a pleasure. That's what God's way would. But now, you know what man's way is. Build a wall. Bring the military to the border. You can't come over here. We don't want nothing but your best. So we're going to be the greatest. Baby, baby, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear all of that? That's hogwash. That's puppy dog talk. That's hogwash. Don't be nobody's fool. God is the only answer. And God works with you, not through me to you. I'm referring you to God. Yeah, I'm telling you God's message. But I'm referring you to God. I want God to be your leader. Not no human being on the face of the earth. You crazy, you let a human being lead you anywhere. You better make sure that it's okay with God. Now what I mean when I say that? I know some people say, well, why I gotta put God in my business? Why every time I do something I gotta go put God in my business? I don't want to put God in my business. I don't put the law in my business all the time. No, but you consider the law. You consider the law. You consider what you're going to be doing. Is it going to be in violation? And if it is, what the consequences might be. So at the same time, you consider God. You know what you're going to do, how it reflects in as an expression of one who knows God. How is it going to be observed by God? How is it going to, which is like the law. How is it going to be observed by people who know that you call yourself speaking for God? You know, keep all that in consideration. But it don't mean you perfect. It don't mean you can't love. It don't mean you can't dance. It don't mean you can't have some fun. It don't mean you can't play sports. It doesn't mean you can't dance. Doesn't mean you can't fly. No, it means one thing. You've heard it say, you got to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, body, soul, and mind. You've heard it said like that. You've heard it said that was the first and the greatest commandment. The second was likened unto it. You must love your neighbor as yourself. They say, these two hang all the law and all the prophets. The whole thing of life is loving God and loving people, loving one another. So, it's a very simple matter. God is telling you how you can experience heaven, how you can use the resources of the earth to build, to grow, to create. He's telling you how you can do it. He says it's a simple matter. If you treat people like you want to be treated, respect people, that's how you respect God. And by doing that, so all these other doors that have seemed to have been closed to you, seemed to have been locked to you, will be swinging wide open, ready to receive you. They've been there all the time, but you couldn't see them because you were caught behind these old crazy walls, locked behind hate and those things that cause hate, locked behind racism and those things that cause racism, locked behind bigotry and those things that cause bigotry and prejudiceness. Locked behind it. And see, if you lock behind it, these other doors over here, you can't see them. You couldn't see them. That's when they say you got your blinders on. You got your blinders on. You can't see. But now that those blinders are off, you can see clearly. You can see how all the people on earth can have a career of their own choosing and be so happy. And then you can see how everything that they do, how it goes and comes back in returns in the forms of goods and services that are expressed, brought on through peace and prosperity and the joy of life and our dreams coming true. I'm telling you, just by what? Treating people. Right now you can't see how that can be done. Treat people like you want to be treated, and it becomes simple. Boy, God is sweet. God is sweet. And simple. You know, if you ask man a question like that, oh man, he had to get technical, got to get deep, got to go way down in there, explaining it, when it's very simple. Somebody that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Seek ye first the what? The kingdom of God and his righteousness. What is that? Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Now, how can that be associated with the things that I talk about? The kingdom of God, which I call heaven on earth, and his righteousness, when I talk about being free from those blinders and free to see, well, that's to come right off the top. I'm going to leave it there. That's the simple part you can understand. It gets deeper than that. But that'll come at another time. Right now, we're thinking about moving on up. Moving on up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you once again for this, that you've given me your time. I know some people say, why do you talk so long? Why don't you just make a point? Well, see, I want to be I want to be more than that. I don't want to be a soundbite person. I'm not out here trying to get some sound bites and try to get recognized by you through some old crazy stuff. I want you to know me. I want you to know me, because for us to be, as I've described things to be, as for us to care about one another, we're going to have to get to know one another. Not necessarily in just what I'm talking about, getting in people's business, but no, I'm talking about making sure that we care about people in the way that we take care of our business. We want to make sure that there's nobody out here that lacks anything. So we're going to do our thing. Nobody going to be without food and clothes and shelter and housing and education and health care. Nobody's going to be without any of that. So that's what we mean. Yeah, no, we ain't trying to get into your personal business. That's your thing. But you just want to make sure that you get a chance to be free and enjoy the wonders of love. Bye-bye.